The Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. What a classic album. I mean, I'm not even really into rap, but this album freaking slaps, man. I mean, there's so many good songs. I mean, not even just the singles. Most of the deep cuts are great. This album is very dark and has some rather introspective lyrics about like Eminem at the time. He got rid of a lot of the goofiness from the first album, although it is still seen on some songs like the Real Slim Shady, which I do like that song. My favorite song on the album is The Way I Am. Um, First of all, the beat's great, and the lyrics just, really resonate. And you can see kind of what Eminem was going through at the time. I mean, this album generated so much controversy with, songs like Him and Kill You, and just some of the incredibly profane and sometimes violent lyrics. Like, I believe Eminem lyrics have actually been discussed in congressional hearings. It's pretty crazy. So this album, was very popular at the time, and I would consider this his best album and his best work. I will be honest and say I think Eminem's a little overrated in general, but um, I've made my feelings on rap music in general well known, but um, for a rap album, this is really good. I mean, it does kind of fall into some traps that almost every rap album does, where it has these very odd interludes that don't add anything to the album. There's too many guest appearances, and most of them aren't great, to be honest. I mean, a couple of them were okay. The song Stan, now I like that song Thank You by, is it Dido, however it's pronounced. I think that was a good song to sample here, but the music itself is not very engaging. I mean, lyrically, it obviously tells a great story and stuff of the obsessed fan and everything, but this one doesn't really do it for me. I appreciate it, but just don't listen to it that much personally. Um, some of the deep cuts on here go hard. Like the song "Who Knew," which I guess was originally intended to be the first single on the album. I really like that one. One of my favorites on here is one that I think is very underrated is the song Under the Influence. I just think it's got a great hip hop beat and stuff, and it's just really creative. And I actually like the guest in that song. I guess it was D12. Not really sure who that is, but his contributions were uh, very good in the song. Some songs I don't really care for. Where I did not like "Remember Me" at all. Don't really care for "Amityville" or "Drug Ballad," or even Marshall Mathers is just kind of okay. The song itself, I like "I'm Back." I think that was another really good like statement sort of song. "Kill You" is a great way to open the album, just a classic. And then "Kim" is an interesting song too. I really like the way that it's sort of, I don't know if it's like a violin or something, but it's emulating the vocal melody at the end. I think that was really cool. And that song gives me goosebumps sometimes with like the horrific story being told. "Criminal's" a decent way to end the album. Nothing fantastic, but solid song nonetheless. So I like most of the songs on here. I think as an album, it's written very well and put together really nicely. Um, so my final score for this album is 4.25 out of 5, which is equivalent to like 8.5 out of 10. It's the highest score I've given on the channel so far. And even though I'm not really into rap music in general, this may be my favorite rap album of all time, if we're not counting like sort of rap rock fusions, which we're going to be getting into soon on this channel. I think this album's just a great triumph of rap music in general, and definitely helped continue its popularity in the early 2000s and stuff. And it's still, an ongoing trend to this day, for better or worse. But yeah, I like the Marshall Mathers LP. Good songs, good singles, dark lyrical content, which I always appreciate. You can tell 110% effort was put into this one. Production's pretty good overall. Not really any complaints here. Even the songs I don't like, they're not like terrible or anything. And this is an album I can listen to like in its entirety and not get sick of. So it has that going for it. It's just a really good album in general. So final score is 4.25 out of 5.